From Excalibur to Ex Machina, nerds are passionate about a lot of things, but there's something they love above all else, and that is correcting people. This is Actually. And our contestants today are Amy Vorpahl, coming back.
Yes, hello everyone. I can't wait to finally crush these women into the ground.
And next to her we have Emma Fyffe.
Hi, glad to be here and glad to use a phrase that's mostly used by men in this fight that includes all women.
It's true. Take it back. And we have Stef Woodburn.
Hi, I'm Stef, and I'm just here to have fun.
So Amy was here to crush you all, Em was here to crush the patriarchy, and you're here to have a good time.
That's it.
I have here a stack of statements. These are untrue statements about the things that you like or that has some huge rabid fandom who's certain to try to correct you on these sorts of things. But your job is to correct me. There's only 2 rules. You have to precede your corrections with the phrase, actually, Jeopardy style. I won't give you the point unless you very obnoxiously say, actually. And you can interrupt me at any point, just like in real life. You don't need to wait for me to get my point out. Pretty clear, pretty good.
Yeah.
Certainly no experience with any of these phenomenon.
No, I have never been corrected on anything I posted on the internet, ever.
I believe, yes, that totally makes sense. We will start, first question here, which is about Sailor Moon. In the Sailor Moon franchise, each of the Sailor soldiers has a unique elemental power and is named after a planet in our solar system. Amy?
Actually, I have never seen Sailor Moon, and I don't think that it's named after a planet.
I mean, it's right there in the title, which is correct, yeah. You don't have to think it through too hard. Yeah, the moon is not a planet.
It's not a planet.
That's good. But go ahead, Steph, do you have something to add here?
Oh yeah, actually, I guess Amy won that. So
There is actually a second thing wrong, too.
Oh,
right?
actually, I've never heard them called soldiers. They're called scouts.
I've seen both.
Actually, soldiers is a more correct translation of the word senshi, which is now officially translated by Viz Media as guardians, which is scouts is out.
Actually, I've only heard of them be referred to as Sailor Scouts on the TV
Actually, you
show.
clearly have not
I
been
will
keeping up with
record.
Sailor Moon since 2014 when all that got revamped.
Actually, so even though I don't know anything and I can't interpret anything that was just said, did I win?
Yeah, I mean, you did. You did still have the right answer. We're not going to give her the point just because she knew more. Was able to... You were first to the pass. We'll give you the point. I will say the other thing that I would have accepted here is also Sailor Pluto. If you want to say that Pluto's no longer a planet.
Technically not a planet.
Yeah, planet anymore. So technically, I guess 2 of them. You got
Actually, isn't there a debate going on about that right now?
It has actually been reopened. Amy, you still get the point for that. All right, we will move on to our next question. In the poem Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll, we learn of fearsome creatures like the Jub Beast, the Bandersnatch, and the titular Jabberwock. Yet despite its purported ferocity, someone beheads it with a simple swish-swash of his Vorpahl blade.
I just got very offended. That was me being offended, not excited. Actually,
Yes.
the sword, the Vorpahl sword, or also in the poem, it's also called the Vorpahl blade, makes the sound snicker snack.
That is correct.
I can't argue with that. That's correct.
I was not expecting an emotional response of quite that.
Namesake.
I mean, that's my persona because that's my real last name. But Vorpahl, it has an H in it, and in German it actually means boundary pole. So Lewis Carroll made up this word, and I just coincidentally was born into the Vorpahl family.
Snickersnack is an odd sound for a sword to make. We can agree on that, right?
Yeah. Lewis Carroll was arguably on drugs when he wrote any of Alice in Wonderland.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone has argued the other way.
Anytime anyone was a freshman in our drama program, they would call me in. Like, you had to recite the Jabberwocky poem as the first.
That was like your rite of passage?
Yeah, like it was the first.
Get in here, freshman, recite the Jabberwocky. Well, that is another point for Amy. This next question is about Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings question. Frodo first gains possession of the One Ring during Bilbo Baggins's 100th birthday, where Bilbo announced that he would be leaving the Shire.
Actually, it's his 111th birthday.
That's correct. Yes,
Actually, it's his 11st birthday.
There it is. That is more correct, but I'm not going to give it to you. Yes, 111th, 11st birthday. That is the answer. Question didn't even finish. That's a point for Emma here. Here we go. This is a Dungeons and Dragons related question. One of the strangest and most memorable monsters in Dungeons & Dragons is the gelatinous cube, a mindless, transparent, knee-high cube of gelatinous ooze that absorbs and digests everything in its path.
Actually, there's no way it's knee-high. It's definitely, I don't know the exact dimensions, but it's definitely takes up like a 5 by 5 by 5 foot. Yeah, it's bigger.
It's definitely bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a thigh size.
It's a thigh. Yeah, it's
right?
not. It's a little higher than knee high. It just goes to thigh.
Actually, I feel like it's about the size of the chair that you're sitting in, so you're actually being consumed by a gelatinous cube as we speak.
Yeah. Actually, it definitely can fit a humanoid. I'm going to change it to a 10 by 10 by 10.
10 by 10 is right. Yeah, 10 by 10 by 10 is right. Do you feel like it's a fun monster to include in a campaign to encounter?
It's just one of those things that you have to fight. It also is pretty creative when you think back that, like, I think it survived several editions. Like, it transcends editions in D&D.
Does it go all the way back to first edition, or is it?
That I don't know.
I feel like maybe it's the second edition.
We'll get our fact checker on the right away.
It's like sharks that have survived from
Yeah, exactly.
times. You just have to respect them.
I genuinely do not want to
Gelatinous
know.
cube.
It is a first edition monster.
It's a first edition monster.
It is like
we
sharks.
all learned something today. Gelatinous
Good.
cubes go back to first edition.
I didn't want to include this detail because it's like, well, this is like deep, deep lore that no one's going to know, but I found it very silly. So I just want to share with you the fact that apparently in at least a campaign or perhaps some novelization, there is a named gelatinous cube named Glabagool. Who
I was hoping his name was just going to be like Fred.
Fred.
Oh my God! There must be one that exists in our nightmares somewhere.
That's a sign, if anything. There has to be a cube named
Anybody
Fred.
got a Ouija board? We got to call in the next Dungeons and Dragons movie. There will be a gelatinous cube named Fred.
Yes.
Great. That's another point for Amy. And this brings us to our first shiny question of the game. Shiny questions are like shiny Pokemon in that they're worth the same amount of points. They're just a little bit different and a little bit rarer. So this is a game called A Book by Its Cover. What we've done on the other side of these boards, there are 6 book covers from which we've removed the title and the author. And it'll be up to you to see if you can identify the book from its cover. Whoever can identify the most will get the point. Let's flip those over. Let's take a look at those book covers. We'll start with Amy. Amy,
Awesome.
what have you got here?
Okay, so first up,
Uh-huh.
we've got Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, or Dr. Michael Crichton.
We forgot.
Totally
all
forgot about authors.
Oh, you don't have to fill in the author. The title is
okay,
fine.
great.
It's
Oh, I
fine.
thought you said author.
I said we've removed the author just because I didn't want to give the thing, but
Oh,
don't.
shoot.
I'm just looking for the titles.
Okay.
And no extra credit.
Damn it. Okay, this is what I live for, is extra credit. Okay, so this next one, I don't know what's on it. I got vibes of an airship, which to me, that's Golden Compass. This is Dune. I didn't know the author, so I wrote David Lynch.
Frank Herbert.
Frank Herbert, okay. And then the next one, I knew it was Stephen King. I didn't know the title, so what did I write? I wrote, the movie where Kevin Spacey plays a snarky cat.
That's 9 lives. I think of 9 lives.
9 lives. And then the next one is a Goosebumps book by R.L. Stine. I didn't know the title, so I wrote The Dummy Did It.
Okay.
And then the next one is The Iron Giant, and I also didn't know the author, so I wrote Walt Disney.
Okay. You think you got 2 here. You got
Okay,
2
great.
correct. So let's roll to Emma.
Okay,
Let's
here we go.
see what you
All
have
right,
here.
so the first one is Jurassic Park. Next to that, it looked like just kind of a marble lost in space. So
Okay.
I wrote, "Help! My plane got stuck in this marble." The other cover there, people are saying Dune. I think I had a different cover for Dune, so I just wrote, "We're fucking lost, bro." The bottom one is Pet Sematary. The one in the middle is a Goosebumps book. Specifically, it is Night of the Living Dummy, I think. And then the last one is the Iron Giant.
You got 3 correct here. Great. And so now we'll go to Stef, and let's see what you got.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
So we have Jurassic Park. I put Around the World in 80 Days.
That's a very good guess.
So my book cover of Dune is very different, but I put this as Dune because it looks like a sandworm chasing Lady Jessica and Paul. I said Pet Cemetery, Goosebumps, and then Iron Giant.
Everyone
it
guessed
looks
Iron
like
Giant
an
the last
Giant.
time.
I'm glad that we all either got it right or wrong.
I think you also got 3 correct here. I'll go through the right answers, and you can check my math here. Make sure I didn't misassign any points
But can
here.
I ask?
Yes.
The first one is freaking Lost World.
It is Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
I was
Park.
I was
Oh
being-
my God, I didn't even think about that. I
I-
was like, this is a trick question.
I could have been very cruel and done that, but I was like, no, like I gotta give at least one gimme up here, just to like, it's like, it's like, I tried to think of like iconic covers too, of things that you say, like, I know that book. So Jurassic Park, you all got.
Cool.
The second one that no one got, this is the original cover of Brave New World. Yeah, very strange. Not my cover.
I got 4.
You got 4, did I miscount
But,
one?
well, cemetery was spelled with the S instead of a C.
Yes.
Oh, that.
No,
I don't
not
get it.
miscounting that. Well, you got
here's
Jurassic
dramatic.
Park, you got Dune, you got Pet Cemetery,
And
right?
Goosebumps.
No, but it's the title's
But
not
it is,
Goosebumps.
the title's not Goosebumps. Yeah.
The title is
Series
Night of
Night
the
of
Living Dummy, which I knew.
This third one is Dune. I also had a very different cover of Dune, but this is
It's
the
the
first
black
edition.
one.
Yeah, the black
Yeah,
one with
with
the
the dune.
with the with the thing.
And
what
2
I
little
had.
dots.
I was so
Slightly
sure of
similar.
it, but I have never seen that cover. I was like, fuck yes, sand. That's Dune.
That's got to be Dune. What else is it? But yeah, Pet Cemetery, Night of the Living Dummy, and the last one, which you all guessed as the Iron Giant is iRobot.
You know what it needed? It was Will Smith on that.
That's it for this preview of Actually. But wait, there's more! In fact, a whole 66% of this episode. To watch it, just go to dropout.tv and start your free trial today. And since we're all about being correct here, I should point out that it's not actually 66%, it's 66.66666. First person to buzz in for each of these and identify where we are based on the map, we'll get a sort of tally. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that first map. Where am I?